was gambling in Havana, I took a little risk. Send lawyers, guns, and money. Dad, get me out of this. Ha!
Uh-oh. Guess what day it is? Guess what day it is? Huh? Anybody?
It is Wednesday, my dudes.
Otherwise known as Chat Lives Matter Night, right here live on KLRNRadio. We are running an abbreviated schedule this week. One of the co-hosts is caught in Hurricane Debbie in North Carolina, and Woody and I decided to start a little bit earlier because he's back at work now, and it's, kicking his butt. Anyway, good evening, sir. How are you?
Good evening. Also, Sam, we were going to do a FUBAR tonight, but, Sam needs to get better. There's nothing wrong with her. She just needs to get better.
Anyway, so we're coming at you live from a Circle K parking lot.
As one does.
I was thinking I need to figure out how to get an Amish buggy in one of those parking spaces.
The one when everybody started first playing with AI and we were doing all the, the AI things, I'm getting Amish anything right is fucking hard, dude. It's fucking hard. It's like when we were all doing the fun pops or the, it's just holy shit. I mean, AI doesn't know what the Amish are, which is fair because the Amish don't know what AI is. So,
oh yeah, well, this is true. I mean, it would be kind of hard for the AI to know anything about the Amish since the Amish don't know anything about AI. But
yeah. So, what's going on with you?
I was actually kind of surprised that the AI actually allowed me to get really close to the Circle K logo without it having a fit.
Yeah, I was looking at that. I'm like, there's a lot of I get a lot of pictures from people who go to Circle K's looking for me around back, and then I realized, hey, if we actually used those images on the show, we might hear from lawyers.
Yeah, just because we talk about lawyers, guns, and money in the intro doesn't mean you want to have a lawyer on speed dial or want to need to have one.
No.
On speed dial, so
yeah,
but
no, that's the opposite of fun.
I figured the next thing once I get a little bit better at it, I'm gonna figure out how to put our show logo on the front of the store.
There you go. Make the O in it the circle for the Circle K.
I just haven't quite figured that much out yet. I'm not as advanced as our alien friend with the AI stuff. He does some amazing stuff. Like I noticed the other day on their book club one, he had like animated butterflies and shit. I'm like, I'm really jealous of you right now.
Yeah, it looked like a those Blue Mountain greeting cards. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. It looked like one of those, but like really tailor made for the show. I thought it was fantastic.
No, I mean it absolutely was.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's actually the one that gave me the idea because he put together these awesome overlays for Brad and good Lord, why can I never think of his name? Paul. There we go. Yeah. And then because I haven't figured out how to do OBS properly yet, we couldn't get the camera situated the way he had it set up. So he just set up another one and just put their pictures inside of it. And I'm like, you know what? There's a lot of people that don't seem to want to be on camera, even though we've gone to this video setup. So we might as well start just putting it to use. So last night I found a way to do an AI bar setting for Brad and Aggie, and they were like, "Oh my god,
yeah, I
awesome.
saw that. That was cool too."
And then so right now, this is what we have so far. So we have our backdrop for when we do stuff. This is for G Show now.
Yeah, I saw that one. That was cool.
That one's still being tweaked a little bit, but
yeah, it's still cool.
But and then
it's not uncool. Those goggles are retardedly small though. That's her like tiny head. That's the opposite of Charlie Kirk head. But his eyes are really close together, so that might work too.
They're paintball goggles. I don't know.
Yeah.
But anyway, still kind of tweaking that one a little bit. I'm actually halfway considering once I get OBS set up a little bit more. There used to be a running joke for America Off the Rails. There used to be a stinger that I did that said coming to you live from a Burger King bathroom.
Right.
So I'm thinking about trying to figure out how to get that figured out.
Just all toys.
Just
And
as a
that's,
throw.
you know, it's
But anyway.
yeah, no, I mean it's fantastic. We're using these tools now. Thank you, Jeff.
Yeah, he's been ragging me now for like 3 weeks. He's like, I've only been trying to get you to do this
3
for a year.
years.
Yeah, I wasn't ready. I was paranoid about being on camera. And I was like, you know what? Fuck it.
I know. But yeah.
And then half the shows I'm not even on camera anyway. So
Yeah, you're in the background as a producer, but yeah, so what's grinding your gears? What's on your mind? What's bugging Rick?
Where the hell should we start? I was thinking, like 3 weeks ago, we just about watched a former president get shot, and everybody seems to have just been like, that was almost 3 Saturdays ago, almost 4 Saturdays ago. Nobody cares anymore.
Yeah.
It was like, what the hell? And then, of course, we're watching the Democrats throw democracy out with the bathwater in order to save democracy. Then you had Biden in a CBS interview that is going to air this weekend slip up and say the quiet part out loud till he realized he actually said the quiet part out loud. Then he walked it back because they said, and blame CBS for even asking this question. Do you fear there will be an issue with a peaceful transfer of power? What Biden was supposed to say and corrected to eventually was, well, if Trump loses, I suspect there will be an issue with that. But what he said before he realized what he said was, well, if Trump wins, there definitely won't be. And then he's like,
Yeah.
oh, well, I mean, if Trump loses.
Yeah. Yeah, we know what you meant, Joe.
Yeah, well, I mean, the thing about it is, the whole world is on fire, and CBS is still pointing everybody at Trump after Trump was almost shot at. Now, the one thing I will say is I feel because I have been really, really wishy-washy on the whole JD Vance selection thing because I mean he did all right at the convention. There wasn't any home run moments for me as far as him. I mean, some of the other stuff was pretty damn awesome. But I will say he kind of found himself yesterday in really what I consider kind of an unexpected way because he's on his plane and the media is on his plane with him and he gets up to start exiting the plane. He says, you know what? I'm going to take questions inside the plane, just right there. Just starts taking questions. And he's like, also, now that I've got one more question for you guys in a second, but I just want to say something. You guys are not doing your job. This woman has been the presumptive nominee for now 16 days. You're not coming at her with questions. You're not making her answer the questions. She's being allowed to hide from you. The American people deserve to know what it is that she wants to do now that she's trying to be the top of the ticket. And I'm just sitting here watching him do this, and I'm like, where did this come from? And then he did it again today. He
the tarmac thing was fantastic today.
Yeah, it was amazing. He's like,
see, I know a lot of people in Ohio who just absolutely can't stand Vance, and I get it, and I do, and I'm just like, I don't care because the vice president means nothing, unless the president gets shot. But anyway, but yeah, that thing today on the tarmac with walking up to Air Force 2, saying, yeah, I hope it's my plane someday. And by the way, you guys looked lonely because I know that she's not answering any of your questions.
It was amazing, though. He's just like
fantastic.
strolling across the tarmac like Vince fucking McMahon style.
Yeah.
Just like, hey, just came over to check out what I hope is going to be my plane in a few months and thought you guys might be a little lonely since she seems to run from you. How y'all doing?
Right.
I was like, oh my God.
Yeah, that was pretty good. That, and I mean, his one thing he needs to keep doing, to the point that people actually, until even the right gets sick of it, is hammering on Walz's stolen valor. I mean, that's
dude,
that destroyed Kerry. So.
Well, I mean, that's some of the shadiest shit anyway. I mean, dude,
10 years ago.
The dude went into Congress promoting himself as a command sergeant major when he never actually finished the process. I mean, yes, he got a field promotion to command sergeant major, but he never finished the paperwork. He never.
Well, I mean, not just that. He didn't even go. He resigned before. Oh, my unit's going to Iraq. I quit.
Yeah, I know, but that's what I'm saying. He never finished the schooling and then resigned when they're supposed to go to Iraq, and he says, "Well, I'm going to run for Congress." And then starts touting himself in Congress as a retired Army command sergeant major, and then Now the Army's put out his revised paperwork. His highest rank ever officially achieved was Master Sergeant, and his discharge paperwork says soldier unavailable for signature.
That's fantastic. That's fantastic.
The thing about it is, I don't even know how this man got elected in Minnesota in the first place, because when his unit found out, like 2 or 3 of them went nuts. One guy went to the papers, he went to the media. He's like, "This is what this guy did," and they all knew. One of the biggest paper that he took the stuff to the first time endorsed the guy like 3 months later.
Yeah,
and he's like, "What the fuck?" I'm just like, look, you know what? It's not even so much that he lied about his rank. It's the fact that he bailed on his unit.
Yeah, that's the worst part.
As they got their spin-up order. I don't care about him lying about his rank, because I mean, if he was holding the rank at some point, I can almost see why he would be okay using it, even if it was just a field promotion, which is the impression that I got. But for your unit to be called up, and then for you to go, "Oh, I'm going to go run for Congress," you know what? No.
Yeah, I mean, but you know what? I mean, okay. So everybody gets on Trump about bone spurs, and I get it. But, so few people know that Biden had the exact same number of educational deferments that Trump did, and then he developed childhood asthma as someone in their 20s after playing football in college. So, I mean, it's the same thing as bone spurs. They both, when they ran out of their educational deferments, suddenly contracted some disorder that would make them 4F or 1Y. And yeah. So for Walz to do it, I mean, that's modern politician. You got 2 kinds of politicians: those who served and those who didn't now, and those who made up their reasons for not serving, especially during GWAT. Because so many people ran and joined the military like weeks after 9/11 that, I mean, we have a whole crop of politicians who either served or didn't now. Oh, let me rephrase that: either served or pretended serving.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know. Actually, while I'm playing with stuff here, I did actually find an old school Circle K too. Nope, that's not the right one. Never mind.
Yeah, don't play during the show. Play after.
Hey, don't judge me.
You listen. I mean, you. I have spoken.
Whatever. You're not the boss of me.
So this just straight. This just on Twitchy new report. Tim Walz has become an overnight sensation on Chinese social media.
Oh, they love him over there.
Oh yeah.
Like they have like internet commentators that are like, he's like, "Oh, he's awesome," and I'm just like,
well, they do love their communists.
Well, I mean, yeah. I mean, the funny thing is, the title of my show this afternoon was at this point is basically MAGA versus Marx and Mao, and somebody quote tweeted it and said, "I don't know why Twitter's showing me this, and Kamala's not a Maoist," and I'm like, I noticed you conveniently skipped over the first name. And thanks for the hate share. We love those.
Yeah, it's funny on Manorama last night. We had some troll come in that was dropping bucks for rants, because we rebroadcast on Rumble, and they were really trying to hammer home the whole turf thing, and just doing basic gender ideology. And it was it was kind of funny because I'm like, yeah, and KLRN we're like, thanks for the hate clicks, that pays us money too.
Actually, I prefer the hate clicks. I feel like they pay more, because then they tell like 10 people how much they hate us, and then they come listen.
Well, not just that, but I mean, they pay more because it also comes with schadenfreude. I made you so mad you came here to rant.
Oh,
anyway, please keep ranting. You're totally in charge of the conversation, Sparky.
So Kevin in Albuquerque. Kamala said in the rally today that she's going to do something about inflation. How about walking down the hall to talk to POTUS if it's such a great idea?
Well, she can't because he kicks her out of meetings.
Yeah, I don't think she's been allowed meetings now for a while.
Well, no, did you hear yesterday they were doing they were in the Situation Room because there was something, Israel was doing something, and really early in it, they saw the vice president's motorcade leave the White House long before the situation room briefing was over. So, and then, rumors around the White House, that's not the first time that Biden has kicked her out of a meeting.
It's because he hates her.
Well, I mean, he's a moron, but she makes him look like fucking Mensa.
Why do
That
you
is
think
just one of the dumbest women I have ever encountered in my life. And
Why
I'm
do
not
you
saying
think
that to
they
be
want her off
misogynistic,
women?
not that only women can be dumb, but that is one dumb woman.
I mean, we might as well just go full 80s vibe on it and just say that's one dumb broad.
That is one dumb broad.
Just
That's
saying.
60. That's more 60s. But you know what?
Yes, it's 70s, 80s. It was still a thing in the
Yeah.
80s. Fred Dryer used it all the time in Hunter. That was still 80s.
That's true.
Anyway.
What are you talking about? You're the best hog I ever had.
Yeah.
That was Steve Martin in the 70s.
Yeah.
Okay. Along with that too, Kev. He was just saying that X has been encouraging him to follow Tim Walz. If I have to tell YouTube one more time, block this ad on the same Kamala ad that I am being shown 2 times per video now, I'm going to fucking lose it. I really wish some of my favorite YouTubers would go over to Rumble. I really do.
No, Orty loves women. He just doesn't like stupid women.
Right. Yes, that's true. As I remember back during the days of Gamergate. I'm being condescending to you because you're a moron, not because you're a woman.
Grateful Calvin. Back in my day, we used to say that's one dizzy broad.
That too. But she had nice gams. Those runaway sticks were fantastic. It's just, okay, so I've been percolating this theory today while I was working, because I didn't have a chance to, but I hit up a lot of Twitch.
Uh-oh. Did we lose the Amish? I think we lost the Amish. Mr. Packard. Nobody said ditzy, Zelda. We said dizzy, but yeah, still same. Anyway, Mr. Packard, please find a white courtesy tin can and string. Mr. Packard, please find the closest tin can courtesy white tin can and string. I think he may have lost his internet because he's not back yet. This would go along with the rest of my day. So anyway, wait, nope, that was not him. That was the chat. The chat moved, and I thought it was him coming back. All right, so we're going to see if I can keep things running while I see if he's able to come back or not. So, hang on. I was going to use this for tomorrow, but we'll listen to or we'll watch this for a second. All right. Oh, wait. Haha. Just when I was about to give up and go on without you, you showed back up. All right.
Hang on.
I think
just
you're
a second. I got to reboot. Or just reload. Hang on.
Okay. All right. All right. So since we're waiting on him anyway, never mind. Now he's back again. Okay. How about now? Hello. Hello. Do. See, y'all jinxed this about how good this stuff was working in a Circle K parking lot. All right, let's try this again. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now. All right, live radio. Where'd I lose you?
Shit. Honestly, I don't even remember what you were saying.
You weren't even listening to me.
No, I panicked because you were gone.
Oh, okay. So I was talking about how my conspiracy theory is that they picked Walls, because he's actually fucking worse than she is. So they need a scapegoat to blame her cratering in November on.
See, that's kind of the same theory that I have running.
Prove
Because
me wrong.
here's the thing that makes zero sense to me, anyway. If they were in this thing to actually win it, they would have told the Hamasnet crowd to fuck off and would have picked Shapiro, because that would have not only fired up the base, that would have brought in a lot more of the independents. The problem is, at least according to what I've been able to unearth from digging around, it looks like her internal polling is bad enough that they didn't even think Shapiro could swing PA for her, because PA is still in play as of right now.
And that's why I'm thinking that they're not gonna sacrifice Shapiro, who has a shot in 2028 or whatever. They don't want to ruin his political future on her.
So I think what this is their play to try to stop the hemorrhaging, because they knew with Biden at the top of the ticket, they were likely going to lose the Senate and increase their loss in the House.
Mm-hmm.
So this is why they're playing to the base, because now they're getting the base excited to go out and vote in the blue states already, so that they can hang on to at least try to hang on to the slim majority that they have in the Senate, and maybe even try to increase it. They're not so much worried about the top of the ticket right now, because that ship has already sailed. That ship sailed as soon as Biden got stabbed in the back, and then against Obama's wishes said, well, if you're going to do this to me, then I'm going to endorse this dumb bitch right here. Because that's not what Obama wanted. Obama wanted a blitz primary.
Right.
And when they Ides of Marched Obama, or when they Ides of Marched Biden, either him or his family or somebody said, fine, well, we're just going to endorse her then. Which threw everybody into a mess, because, I mean, she's worse than Biden. You said it yourself. When she's off prompt, I mean, she can read a prompter and she can sound intelligent as long as somebody's putting words in her mouth. But as soon as she's off prompter, you have what we had at midnight the other night when they brought the prisoners home, and Joe Biden, jogging over there trying to look all peppy for the cameras, and then zones out and has no idea where he is.
Right.
And then she's
I was running. I just can't remember. I'm tired. I'm going home.
Oh, look, airplane steps.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, he's just going to say he was going to thank the pilots. No, he wasn't. He saw steps and said, I have to climb these, because he didn't know where the fuck he was. But the whole time, like, he's standing there completely zoned out, and she's back in, we're free and unburdened from what was to become what is speak again, with fucking, trying to do her verbal, got to get to 500 words bullshit she does all the time. And it's just, and this is why she's dodging the media, even though they're still trying to run cover for her. This is why she won't do anything without a teleprompter, because she can't fucking talk.
The best analogy I heard about her comes from a friend of mine who said she speaks like a student who is giving a book report who didn't actually read the book.
That's exactly what it reminded me of. It was funny, because it reminds me of how
the Great Gatsby was great.
It reminds me of how Bill and Ted's History Report would have gone if not for Rufus.
Absolutely. That was a yummy beer too. Was past. It's gone. Yeah. It's fucking hot, dude.
Oh.
Yeah, so Jeff, just like you on Spirited Books. I read the dust cover. And I Googled the Cliff Notes. I like that show. That's fun. Oh, so if you're wondering why I disappeared, there's some weird setting I got to find in my VPN where it hops tunnels at random times, and I got to find a way I can tell it not in this window of time, because every time I disconnect and you lose me, which seems to be on R&O nights, it's my VPN hopping to a new tunnel.
I just figured you left me at the Circle K to do your light work for you. It's all good.
Well, there's that too. Do my wet work.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I mean, the whole thing just seems like, I mean, well, what drives me crazy about all of this with Harris is she hasn't done an event yet where there's not some sort of a headliner there first. They don't show everybody leaving pretty much as soon as the headliner's done. They don't talk about the fact that she's using paid influencers, which we now know it's been proven. There's just so many things that they're trying to do to make this seem organic, and none of it is, because everybody still hates her. I mean, look at this from another perspective. With as much as they claim that that Donald Trump is hated, they have done everything they can, including double sampling. Now that they know who the tops of the tickets and the undercard are, and in RCP, she's still only ahead by half a point in the average, with a 4-point margin for error.
Have you seen her website?
There's nothing on it.
Exactly. There's a brief bio and how to donate. No policies, no nothing. He's like, oh, I really love Kamala. Why? Well, what's her policy? What's her policy on anything?
They love Kamala because there's a coconut trend on TikTok right now.
Oh, okay.
But
I
again,
have no idea what that means.
That's all paid influencers.
Well, yeah.
I would torment you with it, but then you'd probably never speak to me again.
See, I influence people for free when I have an account that I can influence people with.
You still influence people now.
Not as well.
By the way, anybody who is trying to follow the station on TikTok, I apologize. I'm trying to follow the few of you back that have followed me over there, but it keeps telling me no. So I don't know what's going on with it.
Why are you using Chi-Com State Media?
Because, reasons.
Oh, that's true. Branding.
Otherwise, I wouldn't know about the Kamala coconut thing that I'm about to torment.
Well, you know what? Your life would be better for it. I mean, the only thing worth anything on TikTok is fucking Chili the Pug. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, then what are you even doing with your life? Go find Chili the Pug. Jess knows.
Do we really know for sure that she knows, though?
She does. I know. It's in a Discord group. We share.
Oh, see?
Yeah.
See?
So, shit, you want to take a break?
Yeah, hang on. I was trying to torment you, but it's not working.
See? The gods are against it.
I figure if I can make it work, we can use it to go to break.
God, no.
You exist in the context. Talking about the significance of the passage of time. Right? The significance of the passage of time. Kosher salt, fresh ground pepper. Maybe chop up a little thyme. You could also chop up, but not with the thyme, just the salt and pepper. Mix that up also with some thyme. You could even do a little rosemary if you want. The context of all in which you live and what came before you. Based with butter. Yes, hi. You think you just fell out of a coconut tree? You're welcome. You exist in the context. Talking about the significance.
Yeah, that's not even the worst of them, so you're welcome. Because that one was really tame. I'm just saying.
Painful.
Yeah, most of them
dumber for having seen that.
Most of them are like, dance remixes, and it's people doing a dance routine, and it's just terrifying. But
I got enough of that during COVID. No, I'm just going fucking old man on us tonight, aren't I?
I mean, that's what we do, right?
Man. Yeah. I mean, that's what I do every night.
All right. I'm going to... This one kind of fits since I tormented you, and you sound like a grumpy old man tonight anyway. So we're going to break with some Ramones. So anyway, so it's break time. We're going to take one. We'll be right back. I'm Rick. He's Ordy. He needs
You're
more
not.
beer. Be right back.
You know, the Ramones are like Taylor Swift. Their songs are completely indistinguishable from each other. Is it Pet Cemetery or is it I Want to Be Sedated? I don't know.
I want to be sedated, but that's only because I can see it.
Right. Okay,
All
I'm
right.
going to get a beer. I'll be right back.
All right, cool. Oh, hi guys. Sorry. Thought I was muted.
And I'm back.
Welcome back, sir. And we have a minute to bumper.
Okay. Ooh, the first Law and Order's on.
Dun dun dun. Can't do that sound effect. But I was trying.
Not enough bass. Need more bass.
I hear that a lot.
You know, there was a. If you think of it, that the theme to Fringe and the theme to like the commercial or tension breaker sound from Fringe and Law and Order are very similar.
Yeah, pretty close. I actually rewatched that again not too long ago.
Yes, I did bring enough beers for everybody in chat. They're in the ice chest.
Nice. All right, bring it up.
I hope you like California Pales.
The following program contains coarse language and adult themes. Listener discretion is advised.
Coarse language, us? What the fuck are you talking about?
Hey, no way.
We're live. It's Rick and Orty. We are your closing act here on KLRNRadio Wednesday night, otherwise known as Chat Lives Matter Night. And we're coming at you live from Circle K parking lot.
Okay, so for those of you who aren't listening on X or the live stream platforms, I made a comment during the break that the Ramones are like Taylor Swift to me in that their songs are completely indistinguishable. And I understand bands have a sound. Like, it's really hard to distinguish the difference between Husker Du's I Don't Care If You're Lonely or Could You Be the One. But the thing is, there's a difference. Iggy Pop Very rarely do two of his songs sound alike. The Passenger being, that we came back with one of them. But holy fuck, the Ramones, every song is exactly the same. I can turn on XM. A Ramones song was coming on. If it wasn't displayed on my dash which song it was, I wouldn't know until it got to the chorus. That's my little music rant of the evening. So,
are we sure this isn't just because you're partially deaf?
No. Well, there's that too. But I mean, even when I wasn't. So, also fuck off.
Oh, come on! Like I wasn't going to take that shot.
I know you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. Lee Harvey Oswald said that.
Yeah, I noticed you used to say John Wilkes Booth until you got hate mail.
Yeah, well, it's actually, I think it was Katz that got me to change that. I don't remember. When Mickey and I were on Katz's show, I think there was a moment of cringe.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks, Jeff. Old man yells at cloud. You're older than I am. Not by much, but still.
Are we sure?
Yeah, well, yeah.
Okay, I'm just checking.
Yeah.
That makes me that makes me the youngest one between the three of you, and I'm kind of okay with that. Or the three of us. So
yeah.
Anyway.
God, what else just cracked me up this week?
That's selective hearing. That's not anything to do with me being deaf. That's just, selective hearing. It happens. Anyway.
Well, yeah. Yeah, so, I mean, Cori Bush, she took the loss well, didn't she?
Oh, yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah.
I'm going to come tear your kingdom down, APAC. You're going to sit on the couch and eat your bonbons, bitch.
Basically, that was just a long form shouting, the Jews!
I can't with these people anymore. And that's the other reason why to me, this just signals that the party on the left has realized that they don't have a prayer. Because the other thing that nobody's really talking about that I talked about today that I can't believe nobody else is really talking about, they now have proof of the duplicate ballot shit that was going on in Georgia.
Yeah, I saw
found
a bunch of people standing in the Georgia Rotunda.
They found it.
Yeah.
They're like, here's proof that 3,600 ballots were double scanned. Here's this. And I'm like, so yeah. And the other thing that drives me absolutely crazy is even Nate Silver found it. 538, if you go look at the data that they have found now that they've had years to go through it, he actually breaks down where they show a graph where there is a cliff in reverse, where from like 3 a.m. into 5 a.m., there is 100% spike in Joe Biden votes. It's a straight line,
weird, right?
Just shooting straight up. That's never happened before. And so even taking
Nate Silver to, who's basically a cheerleader for the Dems, any polling that helps the Dems, he's 100% on board with. But yeah, I mean, for even Nate Silver to go, hey, this looks weird.
I mean, I've seen so many people that have just taken that whole cliff graph and turned it into this thing that they just randomly throw on X, and it's just a line that goes zit, zit, zit. And they're just like, oh, no cheating here. What about this? And I'm like, oh, I know what that is. I recognize that. Even without the numbers, I recognize that.
Again, give it enough time and every conspiracy theory becomes well-established fact.
Well, and the other thing is, we
haven't even covered that on juxtaposition yet.
That's
a topic we need to cover. Not the fact that, the election, but how conspiracy theories are rapidly becoming fact.
Yeah, because it used to take forever. Now it's like a space of weeks.
Thank you, Internet.
So, the other thing
Thank you to crowdsourced autism of the Internet.
Exactly. But the other thing about all of this, right, is let's just take all of that and sweep it away for a moment. Even if we didn't have all of this supposedly anecdotal evidence that weird shit happened in 2020, because we watched it happen, there's data, they're finding it now. Even if we sweep all of that away, and I get it, we don't have any mechanism to overturn the election, so it really doesn't matter because we can't do anything about it now anyway, except for hopefully make sure it doesn't happen again. One of the best indicators of whether or not they cheated in the past is the fact that they just openly cheated in front of the entire country about 2 weeks ago and give no fucks.
Yeah.
I mean, you have to have been getting away with some shit for a very long time to just go, yeah, we're just going to throw the old white dude off the bus.
I mean, I really can't believe you still see some outrage over that on Twitter. Yes, I'm trying very hard not to call it X. You know what, Elon? I'll call it X when you give me my Ordi account back. How about that?
I'm still trying to get his attention. It ain't working, but I'm trying.
Yeah, I got to check that hash. I've been just so wiped out with work. Usually I'll go through the hashtag and anybody tagging in Ordnance Packard and boost it. But man, what a week! Anyway,
now you need to use your suspension to make us some bank. Just be like, hey, support.
Yeah,
me.
you know, I'm gonna start pushing the free Ordi t-shirts now that I know the t-shirts are available on the KLRN store. Yeah, we might sell 3 of them.
Hey, we've already sold 1 t-shirt and a coffee mug today, so I'm kind of happy.
Nice. Oh, we got coffee mugs too?
Yeah.
Is it just the KLRN logo?
No, I have coffee mugs and pretty much everything we have in the store.
Okay, cool.
There's a Chat Lives Matter coffee mug. There's a Free Ordi coffee mug. There's a Weirdos for Trump coffee mug.
Do they come in pints?
No, but I have a camping one. No pints. They don't have that option, or we probably would, because Andrew would probably buy it like 12.
They come in quarts? If you catch my meeting, Mr. Frodo.
Please don't do that anymore. I'm mad at Sean Astin. Oh,
and, you know, this was a rapid fire week. I mean, all the news that was happening is like it's it's like we say on FUBAR, which we should have had tonight but didn't. Oh, never mind. Algeria is blaming the. Excuse me. Hang on. Algeria is blaming the Zionist lobby for the backlash against the male boxer. The male-female boxer.
Yeah.
It's all the Jews, Algeria.
Doesn't
That's
have
really
anything
helping you out there.
Yeah, it doesn't have anything to do with science proving she's not a she.
And what are the odds that 2 people with the same extraordinarily rare genetic disorder would happen to appear in the same Olympic Games in the same sport?
I'm not doing math tonight, but I'm going to say amazing. Probably about 1 in a billion.
Jeff, do the maths for us, please. Yeah, it's just
insane.
Everything's
and then for their whole argument to be, well, she can't be transgender, or they would have stoned her to death. She has XY chromosomes, bro.
Right.
I realize that there are very rare instances, which usually are issues where there's 2 types of genitalia at one point, and maybe parents chose the one they wanted and chose incorrectly. But once you can't pass a gender test,
right?
I mean, that used to be a fucking punchline in a your mama joke. Your mama's so dumb she failed a gender test. Yeah, but she medaled in the Olympics. Welcome to 2024. This has been the weirdest Olympics ever, though, because there's been stuff that Brad and Aggie have been talking about for the last couple of weeks, like the whole thing going on with the River Seine, where they're like, people are getting sick from swimming in it. I'm like, wait, weren't these the people mad at us because we pulled out of the Paris Climate Accords and they can't even keep the rivers clean?
Right. Yeah.
I'm like, wait a minute. I'm really confused by this. I thought we were the backward savages because we pulled out of the Paris Climate Accords and y'all got actual shit floating in your river.
Well, I mean, that's any city. I mean, that's New York. That's any progressive city. But I mean, the funny thing about that too is that the mayor of Paris, she did a big promotional thing leading into the Olympics about how the river was safe to swim in. And I mean, she didn't catch anything, but it was, I'm sure, immediately after some treatment,
all of it's just insane to me. And then, for the pole vaulter dude who lost the medal, everybody's like, oh my God, it was his lifelong dream. And he didn't make the cut. I'm like, did he really lose anything though? Because now every woman on the planet knows he's hung like fucking King Kong.
Right.
Did he really lose? Let's just be real. Because if I'm trying to make it over a bar and my junk stops me, I'd have been getting up going, hey ladies, here's my number.
It reminds me of some.
How you doing?
TikTok video I watched. She was talking about LBJ, but it's still kind of funny. It's like, oh, you horse-cocked angel.
Oh. So speaking of which, you know the whole
Speaking of horse-cock angels?
Yeah, and
Okay.
there's a couple of new rumors going around about Mr. Walls. One of which is why we sold the T-shirt last night, because Jody was talking about. I guess somebody started the rumor that he fucked a traffic cone. So she's like, "I really need a T-shirt that says hashtag Believe All Cones," and I'm like, "Give me 2 seconds."
That's funny. And yeah, no, that was in response to the
couch.
The couch fucking. Which I mean, you know,
dude, I've been saying this for 2 weeks. You've been calling us Hitler for like 9 years and telling us that we're terrorists and that we're enemies of the state. Calling me a weird couch fucker, not the win you think it is.
Yeah, that's actually kind of a step up. You know, that just means they have completely run out of words. They know they've overplayed all the other ones. So it's like, couch fucker. That's no way to talk about your mom.
Oh, that actually, the funny thing is, I don't remember who it was, but one of the bigger named accounts was trying to get in on the whole JD Vance fucked a couch thing, and I guess he strolled over to Air Force One, and the dude was like, you know, hey JD, Air Force Two has a really nice couch on it. So without even thinking about it, I was like, I hope you got the couch's consent first, bro.
Right.
Anyway, this whole thing is just dumb. So now I guess the new thing is, and somebody like did I'm assuming it's a photoshopped AP fact check thing. Now they're saying that Tim Walz apparently drank like a gallon of horse cum or something. It's like, okay,
sure.
This may be a little bit too far even for me. And then Jody was like, "Now you get a shirt that says Believe All Horses." So I'm like, okay, after the show.
That's fantastic. Yeah, I mean, it's the whole thing that, you know, it's obviously every accusation is true. So if the thing about Vance is true, then I can just make up fucking anything. You know.
Oh, it's just when this is what we've come to, though. When that's all they have is, oh look, he put in his book that he had sex with a couch. No, that was somebody else using AI making it look like a page from the book. But nice try. But I mean,
for the side that likes to call out deep fakes and cheap fakes, they sure are bad at spotting them.
I know, right? Like somebody was putting out some stuff today that makes some of the crowd work in the Kamala stuff that's like later in the rallies where they're still trying to make it where everything still looks really full. They were like, why does this guy look like ET? And what is this? And I'm like, I don't know if it's you guys playing with this shit, but I hope it is, because otherwise these people are really fucking bad at this. Because if they're using green screens and AI and shit, that's going to be fucking hilarious when we find out. But
well, it's like Jeff said in the chat too. You wait until you find out that Waltz is into twinks, because I mean he agreed to all those laws. You know, he signed all those laws, and so
yeah, when he was, I'm not gonna lie, when he started talking to Girl Scouts today, I was kind of like, do we really want that guy anywhere near them?
I mean,
really, you. But I mean, the whole thing with him, and I know it's not the only comparison that people have made. But when I saw him, when I was, taking one for the team and watching the whole White Dudes for Harris call, first thing I thought of was fucking Ed Asner, and now I can't unsee it. I hate that because I used to like Lou Grant until I realized that Ed Asner was a raging communist, and now every time I see his face, that's all I think of is fucking
right.
Ed Asner. And the whole thing of, oh my God, he's a teacher and he did this and he did that, and then they're like, and he made all kids' school lunches free. Do we really need to make all kids' school lunches free in Minnesota? Are they that broke?
No, it's just a way for them to get their foot into control. That's just more state being a parent. We're feeding your kids. We should have a say in their, whatever.
And then, he makes it to where, if your kid wants to be a chick and you say no, they can take the kid away from you and let the kid get the surgery.
Yeah, these are... these are all things that Vance, there's cell phones. Vance can just hammer on these because it's stuff that even your rank and file Democrats, you're just straight fucking party line voters don't even agree with.
It's just the funniest thing about all of that is, and he's already started. Like he he started on the whole, him not really being a command sergeant major thing today. Because, like, Walls yesterday was like, oh, and JD, just like every other, Midwesterner that I grew up with, attended an Ivy League school. And I'm like, wait a minute. I thought you guys were like fans of the whole going to Ivy League school shit.
Yeah.
What happened? And then I guess he's mad because, he had some assistance with some Silicon Valley types to get his businesses started. Y'all are the first ones wanting everybody to come hat in hand to the government. Why is it bad when he got help to start a business? But these are the things, and this is one of the reasons that I'm really glad in the last couple of days that J.D. Vance has come out swinging. Because the one thing I will say, and I said this on my show earlier today, I think he's better off the cuff than Trump even is, because Trump still tries to riff when he's being off the cuff and tries to get laughs at everything else. Vance will just stay on target with it, and he'll just keep hammering. And I love.
Here's my theory, because there was that whole, where's Trump, where's Trump hashtag and everything. And my take is, and even though this is kind of uncharacteristic for Trump to, take a step back and let somebody else grab the limelight, I think one of the things that harmed Trump, I mean, aside from Pence being so fucking milquetoast, is that he never let Pence get a word in edgewise. This time, I mean, again, this is not like Trump. This is like me if I was Trump talking right now. Just take a couple weeks off and let everybody get to know your VP.
Well, and I think that may actually be part of it, because I think, like I said, with Vance being as young as he is, this is why I think this is part of the reason why Trump picked him. The plan is they get 4 years with Trump, they get 8 years out of Vance, and Vance gets to keep grooming the up and comers to fill shoes and everything else. Well, in the normal way, not
in the political context. Don't ever say grooming.
Shut up.
I know.
Anyway, but
mentoring.
But yeah, I'm just saying, I honestly think that may be part of it, because Trump knows at this point, even if he wins, he's only really got 4 more years, and he tried being a kingmaker and it didn't really work. So now he's got Vance to carry things on if this works. And it's also, I think, because Vance had such a rocky start. I mean, you got to remember, after, like, within 2 days of him getting the whole, I'm going to be the vice president thing, like 2 days after the whole fucking convention, everybody's like, oh my God, his negatives are terrible. And that's because everybody latched onto the couch fucking thing. Right. It's been debunked like 16 ways from Sunday, but people are still trying to run with it. And it's just,
I mean, is Tom Arnold still talking about the P tape? I don't know, but probably.
I think Tom Arnold blocked me, so I don't really know.
Is he still alive?
Again, not sure, because I don't see anything from him, but I think it's because he blocked me.
I haven't had an account long enough to. Well, I mean, I had a good run with Ordnance, but I'm talking about people who have me blocked, and I'm looking on this account. It's like, they haven't blocked this account yet. I got some work to do. Put on a pot of coffee, Mabel.
No, you don't need to put the work in. Get not everybody blocked that blocked you before. Those are some of the people that reported you the last 4,000 times.
Well, man.
Stop it.
Did you see Pearson selling furries for Trump t-shirts?
No, I did not, but
Jesus
it doesn't surprise me. Yeah, we kind of unfollowed each other after that whole weird fucking exchange where he's like, anyway.
So what are you watching?
Shit. What have I been watching? Anything new? I've been rewatching Enterprise a little bit, kind of to go to sleep with. I'm still enjoying the newest iteration of Black Orchid, I think is what it's called. The whole the cloning show. They did another that was on BBC for a while and eventually moved over to A&E. They've done another iteration of it that's actually been really interesting. They just finished episode 7, so that's been fun. Other than that, I really haven't been watching too much. There was something else, but I can't think of. Oh, I was gonna watch, because there's a new like 50s iteration of, like old school graphic design look of Batman on Prime, but apparently, even though it looked really old school and kind of rough around the edges, it's still pretty woke. So I don't know if I'm even gonna bother.
Is that the one that had the female penguin?
I don't remember, honestly.
Okay.
I saw a trailer for it and was like, "Oh, that looks like it might be interesting." And then I kept meaning to go watch, and then I didn't. I was rewatching MacGyver, but I finally finished that, like the actual MacGyver, not the shitty one from
Right. The RDA one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I almost forgot that which is weird because I didn't remember the finale. I thought that because either they did something weird with Paramount or something was out of order because the finale aired and then there was like one last episode behind it. I was like, the fuck is this? He just said thank you for 7 great seasons. And it's like next episode in 5. I'm like, what next episode? Then there was the weird one where Jack was like trying to bust into a Buddhist temple and steal the water. It was making everybody that was like 40 look like they were 20. I'm like, but yeah, I completely forgot about him supposedly having a kid on the very last episode.
I forgot about that too.
Have you been in here the whole time?
Huh?
Oh, sorry. I was talking to my puppy. Apparently, Roxy's been in here at my feet the whole time, being really, really quiet. Kind of surprised.
No, that's loyal. That's why dogs are awesome.
Well, she hasn't been doing very good with that, which is why I haven't really messed with it yet. But I guess she snuck in here at some point, and now she's been sleeping at my feet the whole time. So I don't know. I may have a new studio partner now that she's getting.
I was going to say you need to get a co-pilot's chair. You know.
Oh, she's getting big enough now. So
yeah.
But
that's awesome.
Anyway, so how about you? What have you been watching?
Okay, so around this time last year, I was really getting into professional musician reacts to Tool, right? You know, and that's what kind of started me in with the charismatic voice and everything. I found a new rabbit hole, psychotherapist reactions to Tool, and it's really fascinating. But because a lot of their music has Jungian ties, but Tubi. Your new policy where you get 2 free episodes and then you got to sign up. I mean, I realize it's still free if you sign up, but it is cumbersome. I'm already watching your commercials. I don't want to have to sign up. So I'm probably going to fucking go in and do it anyway so I can finish the 3rd season of Sanctuary. But it's annoying, Tubi. I know you're listening because I'm yelling loud enough for it or have. So I took a break the last couple nights because I'm just too fucking tired to sign up. And I don't even know if I've watched anything. As soon as my head's hitting the pillow, I'm out.
Well, that's because you're back at work after not being at work.
Yeah, after 6 weeks off and then going back with the weeks of the year that it's 108. Not enough water in the galaxy. I don't care how many planets you mine.
Not enough.
Yeah. So, but it's a dry heat. But yeah, so that's what's going on in my world, in my viewing world. And yeah, it's so the psychotherapist reactions to Tool, they're funny. Like if you actually know what the songs are about because you listen to the professional musicians beforehand. And they have completely different takes because they're fucking psychologists. But it's still fascinating.
All right. And just because I realized she was in here, hang on. Roxy Bomb. Oh. She's currently licking my face to death because I picked her up. All right. There. Okay. Done showing off the puppy now.
Yeah. Good. Where can people find you?
Don't find me. It's a trap. You can find me on most platforms at RowdyRick73. You can find me here tomorrow doing the Rick Robinson Show, 3 p.m. to 5 p.m., usually Monday through Friday. Trying to get back to normal now that I'm not hurting like I have been for the last week. Figured out what happened there. Got yelled at by my doctor for not having foot support on all the time. So now I have to even wear sandals when I'm just hanging around the house because I'm old now. Fuck it. And then Thursday night, which is tomorrow night, should be back doing Jen and Rick. She's back from vacation, so that'll be 10 p.m. Friday night, we will do He Said, She Said. I have been filling in for Mickey, and it's kind of becoming semi-permanent at this point. So it's me and Aggie talking about whatever we decide we want to talk about. Saturday night, we'll hopefully be producing for Talk Murder to Me. They've been having some internet issues, so hopefully they get that sorted out. Sunday,
Front Porch Forensics.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, Front Porch Forensics.
Dude, that doesn't roll off the tongue. I'm sure it will.
Try to say that 3 times fast. But yeah, right. Front Porch Forensics, which is their new name, which I have to commend them for because they're it's the only show on that with that title anywhere. So they've actually been getting some pretty decent numbers
Cool.
now that everybody's finding it. So that was a good plan. And then hopefully back around doing America Off the Rails on Sunday night at 10 p.m. Eastern, and then everything starts over again on Monday. When I'm not doing all that, you can find me doing twitchy things over on twitchy.com. I'm a contributor over there. You can find me as an occasional contributor at Misfits Politics, the Loftus Party, and also the executive producer of the Loftus Party podcast. How about you, Amish? Where can folks find you? And stop snoring. I did the abbreviated version.
You can find me on Twitter as Yoda Secreto, and like I said, I'll start calling it X when I get my Ordnance Packard account back.
No, you won't. You hated calling it X even when you had it.
Yes, but you know what? Small favors. See, shit. What is okay? So tomorrow night you can find me on the Culture Shift with Brad Slager doing our skeptical take of the entertainment industry. Off the rest of the week. Back on Tuesday with Rancor Steve on Manorama. Jeff, I hope you come back to us with on that too. We miss you. And then Fubar on Wednesday, and here with you again next Wednesday. What the fuck am I choking on? Don't say a box of dicks.
I was gonna say a satchel of Richards, but
oh well, that's different.
It's a throwback.
Anyway, that's about it.
All right, folks, we're gonna get out of here. Enjoy the rest of your Wednesday night. Thank you so much for hanging out. I'm gonna get this one out of here before she starts throwing a fit. Now that I know she's in here, but so far she's done really well since she's been in here for the whole hour. So maybe I have a new co-host. Bye, everybody.
Hail Hydra.
No hailing of the
yes,
Hydra.
Hail the Hydra.
I was gambling in Havana.
There is no hailing of the Hydra.
I took a little risk. Send lawyers, guns, and money. Dad, get me out of this.
Say goodnight, Gracie.